I want to call upon all Guyanese to respect the rule of law. I want to call on all Guyanese to avoid action that will put you in breach of the law. The destruction of public infrastructure and private property, burning of people's vehicles, inconveniencing others, is not what we want to demonstrate as a people and as a nation. So I call on the faithful in our communities as they continue to hold this family in prayers, that they also hold our country in prayers. And let me be very clear that we respect, and I would even go as far as to say we'll protect every citizen's right, and for a matter of fact, a right and a responsibility to peacefully demonstrate. That is part of what democracy is about. Peacefully demonstrate and air your concerns. But in those rights and responsibilities, if persons breach the law, there must be consequences, and there will be consequences. The police have reported, just before I came in here, a number of fires on roadways that are blocked in different regions, destruction of many property, private property, the looting of businesses. I was just sent a number of footages of businesses, restaurants, supermarkets that were looted. Unfortunately, the peaceful protest was hijacked for political and selfish motive. And that is unfortunate, that persons would seek to profiteer selfishly on situations like these, hijacking what should be a peaceful process. So I want to say that there's a lot of images already captured of persons who are creating destruction along the roadways, public and private property, and those persons will be prosecuted. I'm appealing to every Guyanese, I'm appealing to every citizen to let good sense prevail. I've committed to the family, first and foremost, and to this nation, that everything will be done in an open and transparent manner. And as a result, not only one pathologist, 3 pathologists were brought in to deal with this matter and to look at this matter. I'll ask Dr. Frank Anthony, before I continue, to maybe speak a bit about the credentials of these pathologists, so all of us can be aware of the credentials of these pathologists.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, members of the media. I think, first of all, I too would like to join with His Excellency to express my deepest condolences to the family, and also to ask our general public for good sense to prevail. This is not the way that we should be protesting. We can do this peacefully, and I think what is happening now is uncalled for. In terms of the CVs of the 3 eminent pathologists that came here, we have, first of all, Dr. Glenn Runner, who came from Mount Sinai. He's a professor at Mount Sinai, but his medical training, he first started his medical degree at Wayne State University. He obtained a master's also from Wayne State and a bachelor's degree as well. And then, having obtained his medical degree in 1993, he went on to do a diplomate in pathology, and he did the American Board Pathology exams, and he specialized in anatomical pathology, forensic pathology, He also did a residency and a fellowship at Duke University. And he also at one point served as a forensic pathologist in the office of North Carolina Chief Medical Examiner. And in addition to that, he was also a surgical pathology and anatomic pathology examiner in Tulane University. He was also in 1999 a fellow at the Armed Forces Institute of Pathology, and he was a medical examiner in the Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C. Currently, he's employed with Mount Sinai Hospital, and he's at the School of Medicine as a clinical professor in the Department of Pathology. And he held several different positions at Mount Sinai before becoming a full professor. Dr. Runner also has a number of publications, and he's an authority in terms of pathology, having published not just articles in pathology, but has also contributed to medical textbooks in the area of pathology. And he has a number of students that would have graduated under his tutorship. And so I think he is one of the most eminent persons that came here. In addition to Dr. Runner, we also have Dr. Paul, who also have a very distinguished career. His initial training was in India, having obtained his medical degree in surgery in 1996 in India. He went on to become a doctor in medicine in 2001, and he did the National Board Exams of New Delhi. And from that, he then went on to the UK, and he became a member of the Royal College of Physicians and a membership in the Faculty of Forensic and Legal Medicine. Dr. Paul currently holds specialization. He's a specialist on the Specialist Register on the Medical Council of Barbados, where he's working out of the Office of the Attorney General of Barbados. And prior to that, he was registered by the General Medical Council in the UK and also the Indian Medical Council. And of course, both Dr. Runner and Dr. Paul has been registered by the Guyana Medical Council here. Dr. Paul serves as a consultant forensic pathologist, currently in Barbados, and before that he was a forensic medical examiner for the NHS in Tayside and the Police of Scotland, D Division. He also worked in North Yorkshire, the police constabulary there. He also worked in Wiltshire Police Constabulary, and he has been in the UK for a number of years and performed a number of autopsy. He was an associate professor in forensic medicine in India, and then he became a full professor at the Institute of Medical Sciences. Dr. Paul also did a postgraduate doctorate in the Department of Forensic Medicine in the University of Dundee, Scotland in the United Kingdom. And he has many other accolades, and of course, he's well published, and he has contributed to the science of forensics, not just in India and the UK, in the Caribbean, but also he worked extensively in the Middle East. So he is another one of our eminently qualified persons who worked on this case today. The third person was the person who was brought in by the family practitioner, and he is the medical chief from the state of Delaware, and he was able to contribute to the examination today. and that's Dr. Gary L. Collins. And Dr. Collins is equally distinguished in his forensic career. So these are the three persons, and they had extensive discussions between themselves before proceeding and getting briefed by the police, by the family. And having been briefed, then they proceeded to do the autopsy. And as you would all know, that autopsy took many hours, and that is because they were very, very thorough in the process that they embarked upon. So we are very pleased that these three eminent pathologists and forensic scientists, for want of a better word, was able to complete this in such a thorough manner. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anthony. Those of you who may recall, in my initial meeting with the family, I made it clear that in addition to the pathologist, independent pathologist that was requested, the family would have an opportunity also to bring in, add, or observe. The family would have chosen Dr. Collins, and they would have had also representatives throughout the process today. So today, as I said, was an important day in evaluating the circumstances and the death of Ariana. And I just want to briefly share with you what was shared with the police representative and shared with me. The forensic pathologists, as you know, as Frank said, were brief, and they started the work sometime around 1:20 p.m. That's when the autopsy examination commenced. And the objectives of the examination were to identify signs of trauma or injuries to the body, detect signs of sexual violence, collect appropriate forensic samples, document the post-mortem examination through photographs and videography, determine the cause of death. Upon completing the procedure, the forensic pathologists rule out signs of physical and sexual trauma on Ms. Young's body. After careful deliberation, the team concluded that Ms. Young died as a result of drowning. Ms. Young's relatives were briefed following the examination and informed of the medical cause of death. Due to the state of the decomposition of Ms. Young's body, the pathologists were unable to provide an exact time of death. The relatives were also informed that the pathologists ruled out theories of forcible drowning or any other means of killing, followed by disposal of the body in water. So that was what was communicated. Of course, as you know, the toxicology tests that would have to also be completed. So that is a brief synopsis of what was of information that is available with me. The pathologists would conclude their report and sign their full report, and that, of course, within the limits of the law, will be made available to the family, and also, I'm sure, for public examination at any time. Now, let me say that outside of this, it is very clear to me as president that the events surrounding this entire sad situation is definitely a point of examination and re-examination of a number of things. First of all, and I intend to bring in international and regional help to look at our existing laws regulations, and SOPs in relation to policing work, in relation to laws governing missing persons. And when I say laws, I'm not only speaking about laws covering the police and police operation, SOPs covering the police and police operation, or only relating this to the police. We also have to look at laws, SOPs, rules, regulations covering public places in relation to security arrangements, in relation to security cameras, in relation to, in cases of public pool safety, all of these things. The laws, regulations, and rules, SOPs surrounding all of these things need immediate review with an objective of upgrading, objective of implementing modern standards as our country continues to grow. So that will be an immediate task, putting together a team with international experience to have this completed in a thorough manner, but in a manner that would bring our systems up to date with what is required for public safety, security, and in ensuring that our families and those who are using public places and public facilities are safe, and the environment itself is safe in doing so. In terms of the work of the police force also, the way in which the police conducted themselves from the time the report was made, I'm very much interested too in having that examined thoroughly, because as a people, especially in the police service and other public service, empathy is a very important aspect of our work. And empathy demonstrates what public service is all about: being caring, being responsible, being reachable. And these are things, of course, that we will have to examine. Also is our police public communication and media engagement strategy. I must say that much work must be continued to ensure that we have proper strategy, communication strategy, and a media engagement strategy that enables, especially in this world where we have social media and so much information set that is available out there, it is very critical that timely, reliable, factual information shape the narrative. And I think this is something we have to look at deeply and ensure that our system is geared towards delivering justice. I will continue to look at every single recommendation. I know the police would have issued some updated SOPs. Today in the Parliament, there was a motion by Mr. Figuera, much of which is captured in the updated SOPs, but I will be opening through public consultation for ideas on how we can strengthen our system, ideas in which we can further enhance our ecosystem to support family and children-friendly environment, and one in which we can have confidence in the system, in each other, and confidence in everything that we do. So that is what I wanted to update the media on at this point. That is what is available to me, that I've shared. I've consistently tried to share with you factual and relevant information. I use this opportunity once again to call upon all our brothers and sisters out there to please desist from anything unlawful, and I ask you to remain calm. To the Father, I understand your emotional frame. Know that you have, as I told you privately, you have my shoulder of strength personally and as a father. Your entire family, you have my support, that of our people. But let us do so now in a way that is reflective of, love, the care, and the way in which we want to remember and celebrate this beautiful child, Ariana. I want to appeal again to all Guyanese, please desist. There are already numerous images. How can someone passing on a bike and from what was sent to me, throwing some liquid on a child and his boy, right? And a child and his parent add or help the situation? How does dismantling vehicles and burning vehicles, burning the roadways, looting supermarkets and restaurants, how does that help the situation? Torching people's cars. And those political actors who have selfishly hijacked this sad situation, your actions speak volumes about your love for this country, your patriotism, and your true motive. But I pray as I've prayed over my life, especially the last couple of days, that all of us as a people can realize the strength of being together for each other in a way that is mature, in a way that is not unlawful. Ariana taught us that we have the ability to come together as a people without any prejudice. Let this lesson of our ability to come together without prejudice be the rock that shape us, shape our thinking, shape our peaceful existence, and shape our interaction with each other. This is not the time for selfish, drawn swords to cut away the fabric of our society in division. I have seen some very sad comments and posts, religious in nature, and it is sad. It is sad. But I have faith in the Guyanese people. I have faith in our ability to do what is right for Guyana. And as president, under every circumstance, I will do what is right for Guyana. As a government, we will do what is right. In Linden, I promised an independent investigation, brought in the RSS. Those very persons were critical. The RSS came, did the investigation, led to murder charges. Continue to reach out to those families, as I will continue to reach out to the family of Ariana and many other families that I reach out to daily, who have gone through different degree of pain. And we have learned too. I've spoken to the Minister of Health, and looking at the way the three pathologists operated and the type of investigation, the depth of investigation, I told him that we must buy the full infrastructure that was required today, so that we will have that capability, because that capability can help us to bring a greater degree of justice on the circumstances. So there has been a lot of learning throughout this process. And as your president, I can humbly say before you, I have learned. Because my job is one that is dictated by my ability to continuously learn and unlearn, to relearn. Because all of us must build in our own self and capacity that ability. I close by appealing once again to all Guyanese to do what is right, to those who are doing what is wrong, unlawfully, to stop. To stop. You will be prosecuted. Stop now. May God blessings be with all of us as a people and as a country. As you know, I have a lot of national duties to attend to at the moment. So I'll open the floor for a few questions. And I want to thank the media, especially the responsible media. I want to thank the media, especially those who are responsible, for understanding the moment and being there, doing what is right when your country needed you to do what is right. We must all have the same degree of passion for justice. So with these words, the floor is open.
Marcel Thomas from the Starbuck News. Sir, how do you respond to calls for resignation of the Commissioner of Police? You're asking his resignation. In light of all that has transpired, the chaos, keeping order, control, having no press conference, etc. And my second question is, it deals with the erroneous press release issued by the police. Have you found out the circumstances surrounding that release? Was anyone held accountable? Will anyone be held accountable? And is there going to be an overall inquiry into the actions of the police?
Yeah.
If no one else has a question, I have a third, but I'll give them the mic in
All
case.
right, you ask your third and then we close.
Oh,
Because no one else have a question.
no one else has?
Yes,
Oh.
I opened up and
I
no one
probably
else.
have a fourth.
No, Marcel, don't abuse the process.
My third question is, has government accepted that, given that the autopsy said that it's drowned in, that it ends here, or will it accede to the request by the family for an for an international investigation by the FBI or possibly other agencies?
So Marcel, I have not addressed anything beyond what is before me now. Throughout this case, I have stick to facts. The first request was that of independent pathologists. We had 3. This is the report. These are the facts of the report. So I'm not going to go beyond facts, especially on sensitive matters. And any mature person, especially a leader, would confine themselves to the facts. So that is where I'm stopping here. This is what is before me. Of course, I said that there will be a review of all the events from the time the report was made to the time the body was found. And also one international specialist told me that it maybe is a good time also to review the openness of, when I say openness, not the freedom of media, but the openness of access to media on these sites. and the responsibility also that is enshrined to everyone. Because, if someone goes there and portray a certain reality, then that reality influences. So we have to, as a country, be mature enough to address all of these issues. They are very difficult issues. They are very deep-seated issues. But if we are to grow in maturity and learn from this, all of these things must be addressed. Must be addressed. I don't intend to leave this problem for someone else. As president, this is an election year also, so I know all the playing and players that are out there and the objectives. But I can assure you that with the will of the people, I would work the next 5 years with the government to make these systems even more robust. So, yes, that evaluation will continue. And as I said, I intend to bring in regional international help to look at all the standard operating procedures, the legislation, regulations, and everything. And I also, like you, want to understand everything that took place. For example, I have asked for a full report on the initial report of the car, from what was provided to me. In that control center, there was a civilian who was working also, and the civilian, because the control centers have civilians also, would have been the one who provided the information that was inaccurate. But after all of this, all of those information will be provided, but I just want to limit myself to what is before me today. And I want to ask that as a people, we together reflect on Adriana's life, that together we reflect on Adriana's family, that together we hold Adriana and her family up in prayers, that we all continue to do this for Adriana and her family. And I want to assure the public that Adriana's death has brought a point of reflection also on how we can strengthen and improve the systems. And it also demonstrates to us as a people that we have the ability to be peaceful and to come together. And to come together in times of difficult circumstances. In respect of Adriana's life, let this bright young star show us that we have the ability to come together in a way that brings us closer to each other, in a way that supports each other, and not destroy each other, and not destroy our infrastructure, and not destroy property, and not destroy families, and not destroy our economy, and not destroy our communities. To those who are participating in these illegalities, I urge you to stop now. All the images, the videos, the photos will be used for prosecution. Adriana's life cannot be one of disunity. Adriana's life has demonstrated to us what unity is. Adriana's life has demonstrated to us what coming together is, what loving each other is. this beautiful child has shown us that we have that capacity. Let us not destroy it. Let us not destroy it. I pray that we continue to be blessed, that our families continue to be strengthened in faith, in hope, in patience, in love, and together we continue to build a life in this country that is free, peaceful, and filled with love and humanity. Filled with love and humanity. May God bless you all. Thank you.